Hi, I'm Liv, and this is the Mach-E vlog, but today is not about a Mach-E, today is about this Nissan Leaf and something more exciting too, so let's go. If you don't know, we are borrowing this Nissan Leaf from Kyle Connor with Out of Spec Studios. I really needed a car. He had an extra car. He might have a couple. You have to check out his channel. He has a whole bunch. And he was generous enough to bring this sweet little thing all the way over from Colorado. But if you know about this, then you might know that this only has like 50 miles of range on a good day. That's not that much, but it is absolutely perfect for us as a second car. I'm standing right here right now in sort of sunny San Diego. We're at Oceanside Harbor. It's beautiful. This is about 8 miles from our house. And that's about what we do for our journeys. It's 8 miles there, 8 miles back. So this car kind of has unlimited range because we plug in at home every night. So even though it has 50 miles, it doesn't really matter. It's always unlimited to us. Well, what if you want to go further? What if you want to go a lot further? Well, there might actually be another Nissan that you could do that with. And we got to chat with some people who went a hell of a lot further. Chris and Julie Ramsey from Pole to Pole Expeditions took their Nissan Ariya all the way from the magnetic North Pole to the magnetic South Pole, and we got to chat with them. So let's go somewhere just a little bit colder and catch up. And now we are here with Chris and Julie Ramsey, who have just come back from going pole to pole across the world. What can you tell us about that experience? How would you possibly sum that up? But
that's a big thing to
welcome home.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, like what, 14 countries, what, 33,000 kilometers, 10 months?
In this Nissan
Ariya. Nissan Ariya, which we've called her Sonrisa, which is
Sonrisa
smile in Spanish. Because the amount of people that we've met along the way and we connect with, when they see Sonrisa, they all smile. So,
oh, that's amazing. So she didn't have the name to start with, but you saw these people smiling and you were like, this has to happen.
I think you came up with the name when we were actually in South America.
Yeah.
So it actually took that long to kind of come up with the name.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how long was South America in this journey? Because it's been 10 months for you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I think it's a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
I bet.
It took, I mean, but South America was probably about a good month and a half to 2 months.
Wow.
Everything was so fast. Everything was so fast on the trip because everything we kind of took 10 months. So it was kind of nice journey, check out countries. But in reality, it was just keep moving every day. Because we only had AC chargers generally in South America and Central America. So every day was charge and move. So
wow. So that brings up then a big question of what was the greatest challenge for you guys in this epic journey?
I think we're both in agreement when we say the polar regions, and that was a true test of the project as well, because no electric vehicle has ever gone high up into the frozen sea ice of the Arctic and on the glaciers and plateaus of Antarctica. I mean, it's still a little bit surreal to me that we've taken this EV from pole to pole. It's been to the South Pole. It's just incredible. So, and then there's also the dangers up in the polar regions as well. And it's the way I describe it's like off-road, extreme off-roading, because there's no roads, there's no nice paved paths. It's like you're just on all sorts of different terrain. So for me, definitely the polar regions.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you've nailed it there. I mean, I think the other thing is traveling just across 14 countries through Central South America. All the border complications and everything you need to do to get across these borders was such a huge challenge. And just planning the logistics, because what a lot of people don't realize is it's just Julie and I. So this whole expedition was thought of and put together, and logistics and planned and everything just by Julie and I. So that was a huge challenge.
In the polar regions, we had Arctic Struts, our support team, but purely for the polar regions, and you needed that to get permits and approvals. But yeah, and in the mainland, Central, South, and North America, it was just
us.
Wow, you guys, well done. Well, what did you find the response, aside from the smiles, did you find different responses in different countries? Like, I mean, this is very strange looking, this Sonrisa, right? Not just as an Ariya, but it's been souped up. There's some differences. Maybe we should start with that. What have you done to Sonrisa?
I think you asked me that, what have I done? But no,
what have you done?
In terms of the car, People would think that there's been a lot of stuff done to this, and in a sense, there's actually quite very little. So obviously, we've got the 39-inch BF Goodrich KO2 tires. Everybody notices that. There was a huge attraction in the US and Canada. But it's stock suspension, it's stock drivetrain, it's stock battery. So the idea behind it was to do as minimal modifications, just enough to make it capable of the polar regions as we can. So we can say to people, this factory Ariya, the one across from us, has driven from pole to pole.
Yeah, we wanted to be as relatable as possible to the public.
Yeah.
So when they buy an Ariya from the showroom, it's it's as close as it can be to this car, and we try to keep the modifications as minimal as possible.
Yeah, and it just shows the true capabilities of the car that they're then driving. The only other modifications we've done is, as you see on the front, there's 3 hitch points, and we've got those on the back as well. Those are for if when we got stuck in deep snow, because we got stuck quite a few times. The idea is we couldn't dig ourselves out. The support team would give us a pull out in the snow, and then we'd carry on moving. But also, if we needed to do anything to the car, any maintenance, you can jack the car up at any side, the left, the right, or the whole from the center.
Wow. And I see as you zoomed in there, if people want to follow your adventure, we have a little QR code right there.
www.poleToPole.com is the website, and on there you can see the map of where we traveled and all the different countries we traveled, and some pictures and updates and stuff.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah, and then we're also on Instagram. You can see a lot of videos and photos of our adventure as well, and that's at Pole to Pole EV, and Pole to Pole is POLETOPOLE.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the adventure doesn't stop here, so.
Yeah. The plan for us now is obviously letting people see Sonrisa, because a lot of places that haven't seen it, but it's also seeing how we can take our learnings from this and expand on charging infrastructure, expand on maybe education, and see what we can do to use our platform to kind of educate people and give back, because we've received so much generosity and gratitude and kindness from people around on our expedition. So
Oh, that is so wonderful. That's wonderful to hear that you guys are obviously spreading smiles as well as Sonrisa. I feel like maybe you'll be inspiring someone to get a stock Ariya and take it out there. Because if you made this happen, it's possible. Like people could do this and this or another vehicle.
It's also testament to how the build quality of EVs. We had 0 repairs in the polar regions.
Wow.
0 repairs. We took so many spares with us in anticipation of any breakdowns, but there was 0 repairs. And we took air in those regions and if you look at the underside of the car, the kind of skid plate, the protection plate, there's lots of dents in it of where the car actually hit rocks and stuff. So and like she looks new here, so testament to the build quality of the car and to EVs in general.
And of course, with their battery on the bottom of the vehicle, they're trying to shut down the place, and we literally just kidnapped these guys. But with the battery on the bottom of the vehicle, everything was fine, even though you're taking it.
Absolutely fine, and even in the extreme cold and the extreme heat, the battery in the car worked, which again was amazing. That was one of my biggest fears.
We took this car into minus 39 degrees. That was the lowest temperature we saw, but that's minus wind chill. So with wind chill, it was even colder.
And
the car survived. The car was fine, and it charged absolutely fine. We had when we first went into the Arctic, it was about learning about just how much we would get from the battery. And we did have a situation where the battery wouldn't charge as far just because it is so cold. And then we found little tricks and techniques to get the battery warmed up properly, and it charged absolutely fine.
Wow.
So, like I said, slower than normal, but it still worked.
And how much degradation did you guys see in those kind of temperatures?
In terms of for the range, people ask what was your range, and we say it's very difficult to tell because not only was the temperature changing, but the terrain was changing. So we could be driving nice flat ice, and then 5 minutes later we're in deep thick snow, boulder fields, and you burn so much range just trying to get in out of that thick snow. So it's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult for us to kind of say an exact figure.
It's just so variable, I think, just with the terrain and just everything out there. So it's hard to say. But on tarmac, I think we were basing our charging stops every 150 miles.
Wow.
So just to let you know, the unmodified version of this car, you get about approximately 300 miles.
Wow.
So with the modifications we've done, because it's normally got a rooftop tent box on top,
the rooftop tent is normally
and the big wheels and the added weight, etc., it's probably halved it. So the fact that we still managed to achieve pole to pole 33,000 kilometers, 22,000 miles approximately, in a 150-mile range car.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing. But this is not the only Nissan challenge that you guys have had. Your OG experience is what? In a 2014 Nissan Leaf,
Yep.
right?
So our home car is still a 2014, did you say 2014, 24 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf.
Yeah.
So it's going strong in our drive, and we love it. It's a great car.
Great car. It's perfect for a daily run around the city. You know, we plug it, charge it at home. It goes everywhere that we need it to go, and I'm not ready to give it up yet.
Nice. Awesome. So would you take this or would you take the Leaf?
I'd take both.
Fair enough. Thank you guys so much for spending time with us. Where can people find you next?
Oh,
I think if people just keep an eye on our Instagram,
Yeah.
because
All right.
a lot of things now is about going and sharing our message and sharing the story, so they'll be able to find out a bit more about what we're up to through our Instagram channel.
yeah.
Cool.
Keep people updated through those.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to follow your adventure along. And Sunrisa, thank you so much.
It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
speaking to
Great
you.
to chat to you.
Thanks.
What a fun and inspiring opportunity to get to meet and talk with Julie and Chris Ramsey. We've been following their adventures, and it's so great to see them after they have successfully completed this expedition. Of course, it is especially cool to know that back home they're just puttering around in an old Nissan Leaf just like we are. And it was really cool to hear that when they were trekking around the world, they stopped every 150 miles or so. There's so much we can do with all these EVs out there, and it's just getting better. So thank you so much for joining us for this video where we learned about expeditions near and far. Stick around for our adventures that are probably not going to be as adventurous as theirs. But check out all their social media if you want something truly crazy. A huge thank you to our patrons for supporting this channel. Their names are scrolling across the screen right now. We appreciate you guys so very much, and we appreciate you for watching this video, liking and subscribing if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and just remember that whatever you drive, whether it's taking you to the polar regions or just around the corner, enjoy the ride. Bye!